Hey there, have you ever had one of those days where getting out of a chair feels like climbing a mountain? Or maybe walking up the stairs suddenly feels like a full on workout? If you're eating healthy, staying active, and doing all the right things, why does it still feel like your legs are getting weaker? Is this just what happens when we get older? Or is something sneakier going on? Here's the shocker. It might not be about what you're not doing. It could actually be about something you are doing every single day. And the worst part, you probably believe it's healthy. Let's talk about fruit. Yup, fruit. You've heard it your whole life. Fruits are good for you, right? Natural, sweet, loaded with vitamins. But what if I told you that not all fruits are senior friendly? In fact, some of them might be slowly messing with your mobility, causing leg weakness, joint stiffness, and even knee pain. Sounds crazy? I get it. But hear me out. As we age, our metabolism slows. Blood flow isn't what it used to be, and our bodies react differently to certain foods. Some fruits, especially the ones loaded with natural sugars and hidden acids, can cause spikes in blood sugar, trigger inflammation, and quietly weaken your legs over time. You wouldn't notice it right away until one day you feel a weird tightness in your thighs after a short walk or an ache in your calves that won't go away. Here's the thing. The damage isn't loud. It's slow, subtle, and often mistaken for just getting old. But not anymore. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 7 seemingly healthy fruits that might be sabotaging your strength. If you're over 60, these aren't exotic or rare. These are fruits you probably have in your kitchen right now. So if you want to keep your legs strong, your balance solid, and your walks pain-free, stick with me until the end. Your body might be waiting for this wake-up call. Before we jump into it, if you care about staying healthy as you age, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is all about revealing the truths no one else talks about. And trust me, your future self will thank you. And hey, quick poll. If this topic hits home for you, drop a 1 in the comments. If you're still skeptical, drop a 0. Your input matters more than you know. All right, let's kick it off with fruit number 1 on our list. It's tropical, delicious, and praised for fighting inflammation, but it might be working against you if you're over 60. Let's talk about pineapple. Yep, pineapple, the golden, juicy, feel-good fruit we associate with sunshine and smoothies. It's been hyped for years because of bromelain, a compound known for reducing inflammation. But here's what they don't always tell you. Pineapple is also packed with strong acids and natural sugars. And for seniors, that combo isn't always so friendly. Those sugars can mess with your blood sugar levels, while the acids can aggravate joint tissues and stir up inflammation, especially in your knees and hips. So while it might taste like a tropical vacation, it could secretly be draining your strength one bite at a time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just pineapple. How bad could it be? Well, here's the truth. Most folks don't realize as we get older, especially past 60, our blood vessels don't bounce back the way they used to. They become more fragile, more reactive, and a lot more sensitive to sudden changes, especially spikes in blood sugar. And pineapple, as sweet and tropical as it is, it packs a serious punch of natural sugar. That sugar rush causes your blood sugar to spike fast. And when that happens, the tiny vessels in your legs and feet that carry oxygen and nutrients, they can start to suffer. Over time, this means weaker circulation, less oxygen to your muscles. And guess what that leads to? Fatigue, aching legs, swelling, that feeling in your knees after a short walk, or worse, pain in your ankles even though you've been sitting for hours. But sugar isn't the only sneaky culprit here. Pineapple is also highly acidic, and that acidity, it's like adding fuel to the fire, especially if you're already dealing with joint pain, arthritis, or chronic inflammation. Some people even say their legs feel unusually heavy after eating pineapple, like their strength is slowly being drained without warning. And here's something even more serious. If you're taking any kind of medication, especially blood thinners, pineapple could quietly interfere. Why? Because of a natural enzyme in it called bromelain. It can make certain medications either too strong or not strong enough. That's a pretty dangerous gamble, especially if you're already on a strict health plan. Now, here's the part that really gets me. There are no big red flags when this starts happening. No sudden collapse. No dramatic symptoms. The damage creeps in quietly week after week until one day you realize you can't walk as far or get up as easily as you used to. And the saddest thing, most seniors have no clue that this one healthy fruit might be making their legs weaker each year. So what should you do? You don't have to swear off pineapple forever. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. If you've been dealing with persistent swelling, leg fatigue, or unexplained stiffness, it might be time to reconsider that daily pineapple smoothie, because when even a fruit known for fighting inflammation could be working against your mobility. What about the next one? Let's talk about bananas. The second fruit on our list. They're soft. They're sweet. They've got that potassium boost we always hear about, and they're praised as a go-to snack for muscle cramps and post-workout recovery. But here's what no one tells you. For older adults, bananas might not be the muscle-friendly superfruit they're cracked up to be. Why? Because bananas are loaded with quick digesting carbs and natural sugars. That combo causes your blood sugar to shoot up fast. And when that happens frequently, your body can start resisting insulin. This can weaken your circulation and ramp up inflammation. And when that happens, your legs are on the front lines. We're talking soreness after meals, heaviness in your thighs, stiff calves when walking or climbing stairs. And there's more. Bananas can also lead to fluid retention, especially for folks with heart issues. That means puffy ankles, swollen feet, and stiff joints that make every step feel like a chore. And the worst part? You think you're helping your body, but instead, you're unknowingly slowing yourself down. Let's be real. Bananas seem harmless, right? But over time, they can slowly wear your body down. You won't notice it overnight. No, sir. The impact creeps in little by little, making it tougher to move, leaving you with that dull ache in your legs or swelling that won't quit. So if your knees feel heavy or your legs ache after a walk, maybe it's time to take a second look at what's on your plate. And if bananas can cause that much trouble, wait till you hear what's next. You ever pop a few grapes while watching TV? They're cute, sweet, bite-sized, and supposedly great for your heart. But here's where it gets a little shocking. Let's talk about grapes. Fruit hashtag 3 on the list. Yup. Grapes, the ones we trust to be healthy. They may be small, but don't let their size fool you. They can have a surprisingly big effect on your joints. Why? It all comes down to fructose, the natural sugar found in grapes. Sounds harmless, but when consumed in high amounts, fructose doesn't just give you a sugar buzz, it goes straight to your liver where it can turn into fat and uric acid. And here's the kicker, that uric acid loves to collect in your joints, especially your ankles, knees, and toes. That nagging burn in your big toe at night, that mystery stiffness in your calves. It could be your body reacting to too much fructose from something as innocent looking as grapes. Even worse, grapes are way too easy to overeat. You're not eating a grape. You're eating a whole handful, then another. Before you know it, you've downed a couple of cups without realizing it. That's a sugar bomb your body wasn't expecting. And when that sugar spike kicks in, it fuels low-level inflammation, leaving your legs feeling tight, stiff, and sore. What seemed like a clean snack could quietly be draining your flexibility and slowing your stride. So if you've been noticing more stiffness, less comfort walking, or swelling that seems to hang around, and you've been munching grapes regularly, this might be your sign. But we're not done yet. Next up is a fruit that screams summer. It's red, juicy, and everybody swears by it as the ultimate hydrator. You guessed it, watermelon. Fruit hashtag 4, the so-called hydration hero. It's light, it's sweet, and it feels like you're basically eating water, right? Watermelon has this squeaky, clean rep, low in calories, mostly water, super refreshing, but hold on. Here's what nobody talks about. Watermelon has a crazy high glycemic index. What that means is it can spike your blood sugar fast, almost like candy. And for older adults, those frequent spikes are a real problem. Let's break it down. Every time your blood sugar shoots up, your body releases insulin to bring it back down. But as we age, insulin doesn't work as smoothly. Instead of balancing things out, it can end up feeding inflammation, especially in areas that are already vulnerable, like your joints and muscles. So while watermelon might seem like a guilt-free treat, all that natural sugar can actually stir up joint pain and leg fatigue over time. It's sweet, but secretly sneaky. Sure, it looks innocent, light, juicy, cool on a hot day, but inside, it's pulling a fast one. One slice turns into 2, maybe even 3. Before you know it, you've loaded up on natural sugar that acts a lot like refined sugar in your body. Your blood sugar shoots up, your insulin scrambles to respond, and guess who takes the hit? That's right, your legs. So while you're thinking, hey, I'm staying hydrated, your body is whispering, not quite. The result? More swelling, more stiffness, more of that. Why do stairs feel like Everest? Feeling. And if that fruit surprise caught you off guard, brace yourself, because next up is a fruit that's everywhere on your breakfast plate, in your juice glass, even in your immune-boosting supplements. Let's talk oranges. Yep, fruit hashtag 5 is the bright, cheerful orange, a symbol of health and vitamin C. You hear orange and think strong immune system, energy, antioxidants. Sounds like a win, right? But here's the kicker. For seniors, oranges can quietly work against your joints. Why? That signature citrus zing, it's acid. And your aging joints are not a fan. The citric acid in oranges may seem harmless, but if you already deal with joint pain, stiffness, or arthritis, it's like adding a few drops of lemon juice onto a paper cut. Doesn't sound fun, does it? You might notice your knees feel tight in the morning, or maybe your hips ache after sitting too long. That gentle squeeze of orange juice you drink daily, it could be quietly nudging your inflammation higher and your mobility lower. But wait, there's more. Oranges also have natural sugar. And when you pair that with acid, boom, blood sugar roller coaster. And for older adults with slower metabolism and weaker circulation, that sugar spike doesn't just come and go. It fuels inflammation that settles deep in the legs, the knees, the ankles, the calves. That's why a healthy habit can suddenly start feeling not so healthy. You might be thinking, but oranges are healthy. I've been told this for years, and you're not wrong. If you're young, active, and inflammation-free, they're fine. But if you're over 60 and already feeling stiffness creep in, oranges might be part of the reason. Now, don't panic. It doesn't mean you have to ban every slice of orange or sip of juice, but you do need to listen to your body. If pain and swelling seem to follow your healthy habits, it might be time to switch things up. Next up is a fruit that's crisp, green, and often labeled the safe choice, low sugar, clean, and crunchy. But beneath that tart skin hides a side effect. You won't expect cramping at night, tight knees, aching hips. Let's move on to green apples, fruit hashtag 6. They're not sugary like their red cousins, and they've got that tangy bite that makes you feel like you're making a smart, low-calorie choice. But here's what most people, especially seniors, don't realize. Green apples carry two hidden troublemakers, malic acid and natural sugar. Let's start with the acid, that tart flavor you love. It comes from malic acid, which is fine when you're young. But as we age, our digestion becomes more sensitive, our gut lining thins, and acids that once helped us can start to irritate us instead. The same acid doesn't just upset your stomach. Once it's absorbed, it can make its way to your joints, where it may irritate already inflamed tissues, that nagging tightness in your knees, that sudden ache in your hips, or a strange burning in your feet after a snack. Could be your apple habit catching up with you. But wait, there's more. Even though green apples aren't overly sweet, they still contain natural sugar. And for seniors with a slower metabolism, that sugar can cause subtle but steady blood sugar spikes and crashes. The result? Cramping at night, morning stiffness, that jelly leg feeling when going upstairs. And the tricky part? Green apples are often eaten raw and on the go, tossed into lunch boxes, eaten before bed, or grabbed as a snack. That frequent exposure gives your body no time to rest from the irritation, and the effects slowly build up. So while it may look clean and crisp on the outside, this fruit might be sneakily stiffening your joints and making your nights less restful. Now let's switch gears from tart and crisp to rich and tropical fruit. Hashtag 7. Mangoes. Ah, yes. The mango, soft, sweet, juicy, practically dessert in fruit form. Mangoes are a summer favorite. and for good reason. They're delicious. But for folks over 60, they might be doing more harm than good. Here's why. Mangoes are loaded with natural sugar, like seriously loaded. We're not talking about a subtle sweetness. We're talking about the kind of sugar content that can spike your blood sugar fast. And while a young, active body might be able to bounce back from that kind of spike, a 60 plus metabolism is a different story. Here's what happens. That sugar surge triggers a big insulin release. Then, just as quickly, comes the crash. Your body's response? Inflammation. But not just any inflammation. We're talking deep, nagging inflammation in the tissues around your ankles, knees, and hips. If you've been dealing with tingling toes, burning feet in the evening, or that creeping heaviness in your legs, you might want to look at your mango intake. Mangoes feel light, and that's what makes them so easy to overeat. One slice turns into a bowl. A bowl turns into a smoothie. But your body doesn't care that it's fruit. It reacts to the sugar the same way it would to a sweet dessert. Over time, that seemingly harmless habit could be slowly feeding joint pain, swelling, and that sluggish feeling in your legs. So what now? Now that you know the 7 fruits that may be sneakily stealing your strength, it's time to take charge. Keep enjoying fruits, but listen to your body. Balance your intake, especially if you're already dealing with stiffness or inflammation. And always remember, natural doesn't always mean harmless, especially as we age. So by now, we've looked at the whole picture, 7 fruits that seem healthy but may quietly be working against you if you're over 60. The truth? Just because something is natural doesn't automatically mean it's safe for aging joints or sensitive circulation. But here's the good news. And yes, there is good news. There are fruits that do the opposite. They help. They heal. They nourish your body in ways that can strengthen your legs, ease joint pain, and bring back that bounce in your step. Let's shift gears and talk about what you should be eating. Instead, berries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries. These little guys are packed with antioxidants, low in sugar, and kind to your blood sugar levels. They help improve blood flow, especially in your legs, reducing swelling and stiffness. Think of them as tiny defenders of your mobility. Cherries, but go easy on the portions. Just a small handful of cherries can help lower uric acid levels, which can ease symptoms of gout and reduce that fiery pain in your knees or toes. A little goes a long way. Avocados, yep, they're technically a fruit loaded with healthy fats. They help cushion your joints and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Plus, they support stable blood sugar, which means no sudden crashes or energy dips, smooth joints, steady energy. That's a win-win. Papaya, gentle on the stomach, kind to the joints. This tropical fruit contains special enzymes that help digestion and reduce inflammation. If you've got a sensitive gut or chronic joint pain, papaya could be your new best friend. Pears, mild, subtly sweet, and easy to pair with fiber or protein. They won't spike your blood sugar, but they will give your body the slow, clean energy it craves without burdening your legs or joints. Each of these fruits supports your body where it needs it most. They don't bring stiffness. They don't fuel swelling. They simply help you move through your day with more ease more energy, and more confidence. Because in the end, it's not just about eating fruit, it's about eating smart, choosing what's right for your age and your needs. When you do that, you feel the difference. Stronger steps, better mornings, and a whole new level of calm in your body. A word from me to you. If you've made it this far, I want you to hear me loud and clear. It's not too late to make a change. You haven't missed your shot at feeling better. You still have time to reclaim your strength, to feel more like yourself again. Yes, aging is tough. The stiffness, the fatigue, the worry about falling at all sneaks in gradually, and sometimes it can make you feel like your body's slowly slipping away. But here's the truth. You have power. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. You just need to make small, smart shifts, one fruit, one meal, one thoughtful decision at a time. And no, these bad fruits aren't evil, but they might not serve you anymore, and that's okay. Growing older isn't about giving things up. It's about getting smarter, more strategic, more tuned in to what your body actually needs. When you start eating with intention, when you pick foods that truly support your joints, blood flow, and strength, you'll feel it. Less pain, more freedom. Mornings that don't start with a groan. Afternoons without the leg drag. Nights without the cramps. That's the real goal. Before you go, if this video helped you even just a little, smash that like button. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to make a change, or a 0 if you're still thinking it over. We respect every step of the journey here. And most importantly, don't leave without subscribing. We talk about things no one else does, honest conversations about aging, health, and how to really feel better. Hit that bell so you never miss a truth that could change your life. And share this with someone who might need it, because we grow stronger together. Stay observant, stay resilient, and never forget, your legs carry your independence. Take care of them, and they'll carry you far,